Then you made mention of what? Okay. Law of indices first. Have you? Or indices notation. Where can we have marker? So please go and get us. So you made mention of standard form, right? Number system, law of indices, and the last one is what? Pythagoras theorem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to like revise just like to brush. Are you getting me? So that it will enable you to what? Like to record or to for you to know that really you have learned what standard form is all about. Are you getting me? When you have a problem, are you getting me? You can be able to transform that problem. Are you getting me? With a certain figure, with a certain number, right? You can be able to what? Transform that number into what? Standard form. In some instances, you see standard. If you check some textbooks, you see standard form and law of indices merging together. Are you getting me? Are you getting me? Then talk about number system. So let's talk about standard form. You know, when you have a number like this, 8 times what? 10 raised to what? Then, are you getting me? This A you are seeing can be what? It can be what? A whole number, and it can also be what? Are you getting me? A decimal. Are you getting what I'm saying? When I mean a whole number, if I'm having something like this is what? 60. Are you getting me? It's called what? 60. Are you getting me? But if I have something like this, 6.0, what will you call this? Open your mouth now. Decimal. This one. Why? Why do you call this one decimal? It has decimal point, right? What about this? The decimal point is at what? Extreme end. Are you getting me? So there are two different things. So what I'm trying to say is a standard form can be written in this form, or it can be written in this format. This particular A can be either decimal or what? It can be positive or what? Integers. Are you getting me? Then this n can equally be what? Hardly you see the value of n as far as standard form is concerned. You can see what? Minus, and you can equally what? See plus. Are you getting what I'm saying? But you can never see decimal. That means your value of n here cannot be 6.0. Are you getting me? It can be what? 0.5. You understand what I'm saying? But this can take this form. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to give you a typical example. So if they ask you to define standard form, this is just a simple definition of standard form. A times 10 raised to what? N, where A can be what? Positive or what? Negative. That is one. Secondly, it can also be what? A whole number or a decimal. Either less than 1 or greater than 1. Are you getting what I'm saying? That is that. So if I have something like this, the word standard form, what it means is that, you understand, in some textbooks they call it what? The index notation. You understand? Index notation means what? You can have a very large number. You understand? Maybe if you are asked to write 1 million now, or if I'm asked to write 10 million now, maybe the length of this box might not be able to contain it. I get you. That's me. Am I right? From this point to this point, come back again and continue. You understand? So what this standard form does is what? Is to reduce it. You can write it in a very short form. Are you getting me? Like 1 million. 1 million has how many zeros? 6. So I can write it like this. 6 to 10 is about 6. And it's very short. I mean, but if I want to stress myself, I'll write it like this. Am I correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So between this and this, which one is easier? The first one, right? The first one is easier. So that is what standard form does. So you can have instances like 0.04. Are you getting me? If you ask to what? Express this in standard form. Here is your what? Decimal. The reason why this one is 6 is from here we know that our decimal point is here. You start moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You understand? So at this point, it's going what? Because this one I'm going frontward, right? That is why it's positive. But if I'm going backward, it will be what? Negative. Are you getting what I'm saying? So start down to 1, 2, 3. So this will be what? 4 times what? 10 raised to what? And that is it. Do you get this? Is it hard? Great thing, right? So I'm just going to rush it so that we do maybe zero. I will take indices since in some instances they are the same, right? There are, before you talk about what? Law of indices, or before you talk about indices, right? The word indices means what? Power. Are you getting me? There are basic rules. You understand? Or before you are admitted into success type model school, okay, right? There is a form that was given to you now. You fill the form, right? Inside the form, there are rules and regulations, right? If you come to school late, what will be your punishment? You will be beaten, right? Or you will be penalized. Am I correct? So this also have a law. So the laws are many, but I know as far as this your level is concerned, yes, 3, right? Should be talking about maybe 4 basic rules. Are you getting me? The first one is what? Addition. Addition. And this law states that when you have, are you getting me? When you have a base, look at, let's use x. This is x, right? Let's say x raised to power 4 times what? X raised to power 2. If I have an expression like this, x raised to power 4 times what? X raised to power 2. The law states that, are you getting me? The law states that when I have, because this is called what? Base, and this is called what? Index. You understand? You can also call it what? Power. You can also call it what? Exponential. Are you getting me? So the law states that when you have an expression that has the same base, are you getting me? Your x and x in this case is serving as what? Bases. Then you have multiplication sign existing between them. You add powers. Are you getting me? So as a result of that now, if I'm having x raised to power what? 4 times what? X raised to power 2. That's me. I will take one of the x and I will add the power. So this will be what? 4 plus what? 2, which is what? X raised to power what? 6. People are simplicity. You know, x raised to power 6 means what? Are you getting me? It means I'm going to law number 1. Law number 2 is called divisional law. I can have x divided by x raised to power 2. In this case is what? Can you see from there? The base are still the same. Are you getting me? Since it's division sign that exists between them, you subtract the powers. Are you getting what I'm saying? You do what? You subtract the powers. You understand? So in this case, you take one of the base and subtract the power. So this is going to be what? X raised to power 4 minus what? And the result is what? X raised to power what? You understand? So the third law, there is another way you can still do this. I mean, but that is a long way. You know, you can write it like x raised to power 4 divided by what? X raised to power 2. So if I use my expanding method, right? If I use my expanding method, this is what? X times what? Times what? Times what? All over what? X times what? Yes. This will cancel out this. This will cancel out this. I'm having how many left? 1, 2. So this will be what? X raised to power 2. So either this way or this way. You understand that? So then the next one you are supposed to learn again, or you are supposed to know is anything raised to power what? If I have like anything raised to power 0, the answer is what? 1. That is another thing law. It's called power law. Are you getting me? Power what? what this power law does is, let's assume I have what? X, or I have y raised power what? 2. I get you. Divide by what? Y raised power 2. You remember the second law, we say when you have division, we subtract the power b. So if I go by the first method, it will be what? Y raised power 2 minus what? And the result is what? 0. Am I correct? You can call this equation what? I'm trying to prove now, because you can have y raised power 0, the answer is what? I'm trying to prove that y raised power 0, the answer is. So even if I have 1 billion naira raised power 0, the answer is what? X raised power 0, the answer is what? So these are the basic things I've proved. So if I call this equation 1, you understand? So if I go, this is what? The normal law method. So if I go by the expansion, it means it's going to be y raised power 2 over what? Y raised power 2. That's mean y is going to multiply itself how many times? So if you have y times what? Y, right? 1 over what? Y times what? Y. This will cancel out this one. This will cancel out this one.